So this is a drawing done with the white, light gray, black Derwent pastel pencils on gray paper. I chose gray paper so that I start with a mid-tone and just add the deepest shadows and the brightest lights. With a very dark subject, it's easier to start with your mid-tone rather than try to work towards it. As you see, the video starts, I had already done the base sketch with gray pastel. And now I'm adding on the first shadows. Trying to make sure to leave some of the gray paper show through all of the grain of the individual marks. So yeah, just working some of the shadows here. And you notice that I jump around a lot. I try to not stay stuck on one side and just finish all one area. Because you get too stuck on something that you like to draw, like the eyes or the nose or something, and you neglect other parts that are equally important. Every surface of the subject should be described. There should be no flat areas. So you see jumping around all over the place, going from the face to the back, to the eyes, to the ear. Here, still adding some shadows, trying to pick out the deepest part. The tricky part for drawing fur is to draw the shadows between the furs, not the individual hairs themselves. I like to sharpen with a knife. That way I can get the edge on the pencil that I like. I'll cut away a good section of wood at I'd reveal about 1/8 of an inch to a little bit, maybe a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, and flatten at an angle, like a beveled edge on the tip. That way I have a flat area to color, and it gives me a sharp edge to put some detail. So here we're doing some more coloring, trying to get some deepest shadows. But here on the top of the back here, I'm basically just putting some shadows in between in the darkest parts, and leaving the midtones and the highlights alone. So here I'm putting a few highlights, and this is where you're going to start to see things pop a little bit, because at this point, this first white that I use on the paper, it's all just that light gray and the black. So now you see the whites really picking out that subject and making it pop off the page a little bit. As I trace its outline here, it'll start to really contrast. The most difficult part about drawing like this is how gradual, how much time it takes to really build up some contrast, and trying to visualize what you're going to have before the end. You never know. Like for me, I'm never 100% sure at the end of the drawing what it's going to look like when I first start. I try to plan, have a rough idea of what it's going to look like, but my plan often adjusts a little bit as I find some characteristics in the drawing that might be interesting along the way. And here we're sharpening some the white pencil. See, I'm leaving quite a bit of that lead there, really digging in. What's good about this pastel paper is got a lot of grain, a lot of tooth to it. It's very, so when you can really dig into it and leave a heavy mark. Here I switch back to the gray pencil to draw that background behind the dog. But you lose your edge, so I'll come in with a little bit of white here on top of the head to pick it out and separate it from the background. There's some volume, there's some space behind that head, so we really need to show that up. So the edge is really important. You can really smudge a little bit with all the fur on the inside of the body, but that edge has got to really be accurate. So try to look at an interesting negative space and just follow the edge and all the details and all the fur, the muscles that I can find along the way. Then I'll close up here just to see the rough brush pencil marks, and it's kind of treated, it looks almost painterly. It's not so much of a drawing as kind of a painting with dry medium. Now adding a little bit of snow, trying to be random about it. It was hard to do. We as humans, we like to, in general, we like to have patterns and put things in order. But when you're drawing snow and other random weather effects, you gotta try to fight that urge to put everything all in a line. It's good to jump around here and there across the page, never letting yourself get comfortable. When I was drawing this, I was thinking about those footprints in the snow becoming the snowflakes. Kind of a cycle. Where the path, the dog took in his life. It's like snowflakes that keep coming back every time it snows. Another layer of life experiences added. And finally the signature at the end. And the reveal. So this is a drawing that took a few hours, but I had a great time drawing this, and thank you for watching. I'll come back again.